Hello, hello, everyone out there. Hey, congratulations that you've made it this far. You to the part of the process where we will be getting you set up for as your landing page, where all funds that are received for your book will be able to go directly to you. So the reason that you're setting up this account, and you might ask what account, it will be a PayPal, a business PayPal account. So for those of you who already have a PayPal account, you would just upgrade it to a business account. So there is not anything too hard about this process. It's strictly you just going online and requesting to have a business account, and you can set it up yourself for those who a little more tech savvy. But for those of you, don't fret, don't have any fear. Darren is here. All you have to do is just make sure that you have your personal email address or log in, and you can go to contact or whatnot, and they will give you a number. So when you will be able to call PayPal, they will be able to get you in quicker. So you can call PayPal, so you don't have to wonder if you're doing it right. Now, I just want to go over a few things so you can make sure that you have it in mind. So, as far as how to do this, if you got a PayPal account that you might have did around 1999 when you were in school or whatnot, and it might be, beer pong saved my life at yahoo.com. That might not be the email address that you would want to go with for this for your book. So if you need to just set up a new PayPal account with a different email address, then this will be the time that you would do that. Now, with the business PayPal account, it would allow for you to be able to have a function to be able to create a button that will give you a code that we will embed into your landing page. So long story short, what we're going to create will be able to be passed on to our web design team, which will allow when someone goes onto your landing page to buy your book, whether that's through pre-order or just buy your book, period, because everything has been taken care of and it's ready for someone to be able to purchase and receive a delivery in not too long to their house or residence, then you will have access to do that. So let's just go over these steps again. If you don't have a PayPal account, you would just need to have an email address and create a passcode. Now, for some of you, if you're not familiar with how to create a button, we're going to go through those steps so you will know how to create the button yourself. So I'm going to do just a mock example of what you would need to do to create the button once you have your PayPal account set up. Now, if you don't know how to set up that account, feel free just to go on to paypal.com, put an email address and a temporary password or password of your liking in. And then once you inside of PayPal, they will have an option where you can reach customer service or contact PayPal. And then you will be able to get on the phone with a representative that will be able to guide you through the remaining of the steps to make sure that you at least have the business PayPal account. Because if you don't have a business PayPal account, you won't have the same type of capabilities that you would with a personal account that you would have with a business account. Now, let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can create your button. Okay. Awesome. All right. We're going to type in paypal.com. Boom. All right, there it is. So if you're trying to log in or if you want to set up an account, this is how you learn more, or you could just get started here. Also look at the tabs up top. You have personal and business. So if you wanted to set up a business account, what you could do is go here and set up a business account or whatnot and get started. But right now, I already have it set up for as a business account. So I'm going to just log into mine and go from there. All right. Put my username in, password. Now I'm logging in. All right. All right. What I'm going to do, just 1 second. I'm going to stop the share. Start it back up. 1 second here. Okay, sure. What you would do is once you log in, you can proceed to account overview or my PayPal, basically get to the home page. This is an advertisement here, but I don't want you seeing all my information in my PayPal. So what I'm going to do is stop to share real quick, and then I'm going to go to the main page of the PayPal. All right. Okay. I'm going to share this with you again so you can see it. Boom. All right, I'm sharing the screen with you. At the top, you will see tools to your right-hand side. You're going to put your mouse over the tools and you're going to go down to all tools. Okay. Once you go to all tools, it's going to give you some options. So what you're going to do is go down till you find PayPal buttons and click open. It's going to ask you which button would you like to add. So they have a myriad of choices here, but what we're going to do is click the buy now button. All right, and now it has created a PayPal button. So step one, it says choose a button and enter your your payment details. So first of all, it's going to ask you item name. Item name. So typically, I will put the name of your book. Do not try to include the subtitle and all that. There's too much wording for the item name. So I'm going to just create one right here. All right. That's the name. So it has price here, the next step, but you're not going to put price. What you're going to do is go to the customize button where it says add drop down menu with price option. That's what you're going to select. All right. So when you select add drop down menu with price option, it's going to give you another choice to make the name of the menu. And what you're going to do and put in that box is you're just going to label it books. Type in books. All right. Then it's another step here where it has option 1, option 2, option 3. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 options if you had add another option. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the option part out. And then on the other side of the numbers, I'm going to put book for the first one. And then I'm going to put books for every additional one. So it will be plural. All right, good people. Let's see here. I'm lining it up for you. And we typically go with increments of 20. Just to be on the safe side, I put the full amount with the decimal and the numbers behind it. Let's see here, 40 and all right, 80 and boom. These are just going rates for books. Now notice when it's in a menu, it would show if someone purchased 1 book, it would be $20. If they purchased 2 books, 40. If they purchased 5, it would be 100. So you would just go in increments of 20. Now you see it says done here. You want to click the done button. And one thing I want you to look at to make sure you did it right, where it says your customer's view on the right-hand side, you can actually see how the button would look on your actual website or your landing page. So I can click it to see that I did it right. 1 book 20, 2 books 40, 3 books 60, 4 books 80, 5 books 100. So that lets me know that I did it right. If you put it in the wrong area or whatnot, then it will show you that you had a conflict of interest. Now, the next step that we see here is shipping. So shipping, I would just put $5. Now, you can get caught up in percentages and all that. I do not do that. I wouldn't worry about the tax because you typically want to have a whole number that someone's purchasing with, so you can extract the taxes at another time. Whenever you do your quarterly or yearly taxes, you can take that out as you see. Or if you don't have if it's not as many book sales, you might talk to your tax expert or whatnot, or representative, and they might tell you something that you don't. You might not have to account for everything or you might be able to have a tax write-off. I don't know. So consult with your tax expert, your local tax expert, to find out more about that. But I would just put $5 for shipping. I wouldn't worry about the tax. Where it says the merchant account IDs, I would just use my secure merchant account ID. I wouldn't worry about it and just leave it alone. They're going to ask you step 2 and 3 about plenty of other questions. I can click that so you can get a look at it. I don't worry about that type of stuff. You don't need to worry about that. It has customized other things that you can do. I wouldn't worry about those either. Those aren't some, that you would have to have. And then you would be to the last step here. Let me see here. Okay. You got all that down. Then you will want to be able to not worry about step 2 or 3, but you will be able to create button. So once I create a button, it's going to be an interesting thing. It will take me back up to the website, and it allows for me to be able to select a code. So this Java, this script that you see here, we're going to select the code, which will highlight this script or this code. And then I'm going to hit Control-C for my laptop to be able to have it. And then the next step I would do is, let's see here. Just use this as an example. I will go, see, I clicked another tab, and I'm going to compose an email. And I'm going to go to the body of that email and put the clicker, and make sure I tap the clicker there, the mouse area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the code into the body of the email. And then I'm going to send it to self-publish in 30 days. At gmail.com. I would put, you should put your name, and then PayPal button or PayPal code. Okay. And then you would just send it off to us, and we will take this information and have our web design team embed it into the landing page. So when someone makes an order, it would go directly to you. So I hope this is helpful for you. For those who are tuned into this, let me stop this share. You would have been able to create a button. You're getting closer to the finish line. Congratulations to you. Kudos to you. This is what it's all about. I know that you've been through this process and that you're ready to get your book done. This is just one way that we create this to be able to add more value to you. Because if your book was just purchased through Amazon or Barnes and Nobles, the thing that you will be faced with, that they would just take 60% of your profit, and you wouldn't be able to have access to the capital when someone purchases a book. So knowing that information, that's why we created our B-Squared Book to Business method, to be able to be a benefit to you, because you will only receive a royalty check from those entities, Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and other platforms, either 2.5 months to 3 months, depending on when they send out checks. So you could actually in a year's time only be compensated maybe 4 times a year or 3 times a year, and you wouldn't have control of the data. So if someone purchased for a book from you, you wouldn't have their email address. So the people who purchase from you one time are typically more likely to purchase or invest in you again into some product or service that you offer. So that data is important, and also knowing who bought it. You would just have to be dependent on those platforms to share with you who bought your book. You're not able to track who bought the book. You don't know who bought the book. And lastly, when you set up this PayPal account, make sure that you ask for this. Make sure that you ask for a swiper. So if you're able to take payments while you're on the go or at your book lunch with your phone, some people typically call that a square, but PayPal have their own. It's like a triangle called a swiper, that if you're talking to a representative from PayPal, you can request that. And I also would like for you to request a debit card that will allow where you can have your account connected, but you had to transfer funds. If you got a debit card, you would be able to have access to those funds immediately, and you can keep track of what you're spending from that particular account on file, and you will be able to have your proper documents when it comes to taxes, because you'll be able to use that, because PayPal has tools for those as well, for you to be able to have the proper documentation when it's time for you to do your taxes. So it's easier to get done. So, hey, congratulations. You one step closer. I hope this video was able to empower you so you can get it done and go to the next step. But look for the email and follow the rest of the steps that our team sends you. And I look forward to being at your book lunch, or at least saying congratulations. Have a blessed one. And remember, this is the year for your new book.